And you know what God said? Let's have a bet. Try my servant Job. And guess what? Job gets balls on his skin and famine.
This is
And he loses
Brother
family
Polite
because of the bet that
over
God
at
got to
Vlad
have with the
TV.
devil. But this is what we teach
I'm
our
about to
children.
show
It's
you
okay. And
why
then we can sing Rockabye Baby on the
we
treetop when the wind blows the cradle rock. Who's going to put their
are
baby on
not
top of a tree and wait for the wind to blow to see the cradle rock?
earmarked for
And possibly the
reparations,
child dies. And then we're going to
and why
also sing Old
if we
MacDonald
don't
had a farm. E-I-E-I-O, right? But then we got to look.
get on
B,
one
B, C,
page,
D, E, fifth letter. I, Roman
we'll
numeral,
never
6. So we got
be successful.
6, E-I, 6
Got
and O, the 15th letter in the English alphabet. That's 1
people
plus 5
saying
is 6. So Old MacDonald had a farm.
saying
E-I-E-I-O,
something different,
6, 6, 6. Maybe we tripping. You know what I'm saying?
and we are tripping.
I don't even talk to people much because I don't want them to think that I'm crazy. But this can't be by accident. It can't be, right?
You had said something interesting on your Breakfast Club interview. And you said that when people see successful black people, like let's just say Jay-Z, Rihanna, they automatically say they're Illuminati, that they're, made a deal with the devil or some type of thing, because generationally there's a slave mentality where for a black person to become rich, they must have gotten it from a white man.
True. That's what we believe.
And that was interesting to me. That actually kind of struck me. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, again, it's transgenerational thought patterns. And so we've practiced thinking like this for so long. It's been dumped into our DNAs and passed on to us from generation to generation. This is true. It's called epigenetics, just so people have a point of reference that if I am susceptible to similar distress, the trauma inherit from my ancestors who inherited from their ancestors, I will also be vulnerable to the same. So we can inherit trauma. This is through epigenetics. It's true. You set the stage for similar moods, anxieties, foods, and maybe even music. And those algorithms will undoubtedly precipitate similar thoughts and reactions. That's called epigenetics. And so being in slavery for so many years, the only thing a slave can conceive of getting any type of wealth from would be by way of their slave master. They got their food, they got their clothing, and they got their shelter from the slave master. That is the way the paradigm functions. And the paradigm being, of course, a set series of written and unwritten laws that everybody subscribes to. So whether it was written or not, everybody's down with the program. We get our food, clothing, and shelter from master. So here it is. It's a black man or black woman who's doing relatively good. They have their own car, they have a nice house, they have nice clothes. They manage to do good by themselves and for themselves. And matter of fact, they even doing good for their family. How might he be able to, or how might she be able to do these things void of master? See, this is a person who hasn't gotten out much. So all they know is we get food, clothing, and shelter from master. So they will have to surmise that the only way the free black man or free black woman got their food, clothing, and shelter must be from the same construct.
Now, half of what he said was true about genetically thoughts being passed down genetically. It's true. Very, very true. This is what he says is false. That the free black man could get wealth. Let me ask you something. How did the Caucasian get wealth when he came over here? And if he got wealthy, who did he get it from? And if he had a right doing what he did, well, why we can't do it back to him without getting punished or going to jail for it. Just, think about it. The Indians had they system set up. They was living for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years over here, governing themselves. And they were flourishing. I mean, they were sitting on top of gold. They was using gold for thousands of years. Then here come the white man. Now you don't see the Indians too much. They're not plentiful like they was. They're living on reservations in poverty. A lot of them is, some of them ain't. The ones that's not are going along with the white man's system. This is what he's talking about. If you go along with the white man's system, you can live a little bit more comfortably. But his system is crooked. He even broke his own constitution, his own laws. So this brother here scammed a whole lot of brothers. He scammed young Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh said, he scammed me. A lot of people say he scammed him. But he's on Vlad TV, like he's an expert on living. Only thing he got on is some nice clothes. But you gonna die. We all gonna die one day. You can't take it with you. And he's here by the permission of the white man. He's not in jail for the scamming that he did. Ain't nothing free over here. You got to pay for everything. You got to pay for everything that you do and everything you get. You got to pay for it. But in the Islamic system, people have free health. When they if they need some money to borrow some money, they don't have to pay interest on it. That's free money right there. But you got to pay it back, or you should pay it back. Morally, you should pay it back. They got free housing. This is what Gaddafi had. A whole lot of Islamic countries got free housing. They, the taxes that they pay is a different kind of tax. See, you pay income tax, comes out your salary that you worked hard for. But who thought of all this paying the taxes, and who thought of coming over here, taking your land? Who thought of bringing slaves, making slaves out of people? But not just making slaves out of people, taking away their language, taking away their God, their culture. And this will turn them into permanent slaves. Very few will not be a permanent slave to the white man. Very few would think above this. They're very intelligent, or was taught to be in a supreme wisdom where they don't think like the average black man and black woman. So when it comes to reparations, the Caucasian don't want to pay you reparations. He'd rather send your money off to Israel, and he goes over in other countries and bomb the mess out of them. Now he got to build up the infrastructure of their country. But for 400 or 500 years, he mistreated the black man, and he ain't got to do nothing to repair the black man mentally, physically, and none of that. But he want to piss in your face and call it rain. See, but this is all how you think, though. See, we're going to get into later on. We're going to get into how you project your own future, how you project wealth, and what you call wealth. If you don't have land where you could produce, and if you don't have scientific skills where you could produce energy and technology, because all this comes from the mind, then you are poor. Like Jesus said, give a man a fish, he eats for one day. Teach him how to fish, he eats for a lifetime. And this is what we got to be taught. Now we fishing for them reparations. I'm going to teach you how to fish for those reparations. Black light.